Welcome to part 10 of FIFA 17, The Journey, and we're continuing our escapades as Aston Villa.
Yay.
Alright.
So is
Get ready,
anything...
Marvel's Adventure of Alex Hunt.
Question. The story seems to kind of taken a halt
Oh, there it
as
is.
with
Hold
the
on.
last part.
Came on. I think you learn quickly, no?
Mm-hmm.
Alex, I want you to start the League Cup match tonight. The chairman wants a good cup run. Let's give him one, no?
You won't be disappointed, Dino.
Ah yes, the League Cup, or the EFL Cup as it's now known, a club held by some of the best English and one Welsh side ever in football.
Actually, it's interesting, Dwibs. Okay. Well, granted, over there in England, the culture is different. You know what would be a cool thing, considering there's like 4 competitions happening at the same time for a lot of clubs from our 2 countries. Because we just like you guys, we also of course are clubs that go to the champions. We have the Portuguese league, and
Saw the result 4-0 against Ipswich today. For Alexander finding a spot in the championship. How nice for him, says Big Prickhead.
Anyway, yeah. Well, just like we have the Portuguese League, the Portuguese Cup, and also a League Cup. You know what I would think would be a cool thing to do, Dwibs? Not just like in everywhere. Since the league, well, I can't speak for you guys over there at England, but you know what would be cool if either the Portuguese Cup, the FA Cup, of course, is more important than the League Cup. But so you know what would be cool? The League Cup could be something like a club exclusive to the smaller clubs. You know, just for the sake of giving the smaller clubs a chance at winning something.
We already have that. It's called the Football League Trophy.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
It's for clubs in League 1 and League 2.
So there you go. It's our first match where we actually start from the fucking beginning.
And it's a League Cup game.
Sounds like they came for a show.
I don't know if I said this on commentary, but you know, I mentioned earlier that there was a Welsh club that won the English League Cup a few years back.
Yeah.
And of course, and that club was of course Swansea. Guess who Swansea beat to get to the final?
Stoke.
Us, Chelsea. So not only do we get knocked out of our own country's League Cup, we lose to a side that's not even English. And they went on to win the bloody thing. Yeah.
Ah, I guess you just couldn't take the sheep enough.
But because of that, well, Swansea won the thing, but of course they couldn't represent Wales because they play in the English league system, so they had to represent England.
Oh, so Wales got to represent England for you guys. That's nice.
Well,
I haven't checked with.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead, Pedro.
Well, English football is probably the most competitive in the entire world. It's not like here in Portugal where there's only 3 good clubs and who are the only ones that win trophies. I mean,
and there used to be Brazil
so it's not like, well, actually, Jovan, no, Brazilian club football is still fine. It's Brazilian's national team that sucks.
Well, which is sad when you think about it.
Speaking of Welsh football, I just noticed in between parts I found out something else a bit odd. Well, not odd per se.
Alex, that's not the way you want to start, by kicking it clear over the goal.
Anyway, Swansea's Welsh rivals Cardiff, in about 5 years ago, got to the Championship playoff final and the League Cup final, but they lost on both occasions. Guess which side won those matches the following seasons? Swansea, of course. It's like Swansea see Cardiff losing, and they're like, "Oh, do we have to show them how it's done?" Okay, then.
You know, Dwibs, I get the feeling...
It's like, even though it's within the same country, it's like American and Canada. We like to pick on them for a bit.
Yeah, it's like you were saying to Cardiff. Oh, come on, you lost to Liverpool. We could beat Chelsea and get to the League Cup final.
You're the
Anyway,
capital, for fuck's sakes.
I may have not checked clearly. What are the requirements for this match?
Win.
Oh, just that.
Well, I gotta say, Dwibs, going off of this, you're gonna have a lot of trivia to tell Tio and Shiro, I'm guessing, when we do our eventual Generations commentary of United Passions.
Oh God.
Adama.
Although,
So anyway, you know, since we're playing as Aston Villa now, I really should get to talking more about Aston Villa themselves.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll look at their achievements.
Oh. Oh.
Damn. Oh, hey, there's a little game we can play during the course of this commentary. Guess the difficulty. You can guess what difficulty I'm playing the matches at.
Medium. This one is clearly medium.
Anyway, Aston Villa. Oh well, they won the
Challenges for the ball. The referee had a good look at that, decided it's just a throw after the tackle. Turn pass. Well, they move forward again with Alex Hunter to put them in front. Hunter! There's a goal that's been on the cards. The better team at this stage of the match. And you wonder whether they would make that domination count. Well, they've done with this goal. Thoroughly deserved. They lead.
Yippee!
woohoo!
Alright then. Then the first round is almost over anyway.
Yeah. Took a while, but yeah, we got there eventually.
Attacking well here.
You know what I would have loved?
Well,
If, like, during these League Cup games, you'd face the side that you go out on loan. That would have been,
Oh, he showed great anticipation there.
That would be a nice touch.
yeah, that would have been something.
Tackle goes in.
Guess we gotta take baby steps.
Yeah.
He's coming forward with some danger. This could be it.
And... No.
no, definitely no.
Might not be rushing to take the corner. The
Honestly, to me, that didn't even look like a nice idea.
Yeah.
Well, at least the keeper wanted to see the coming if I did score.
You almost had that.
Yeah, I almost did, but I got 3 minutes worth of added time to
Right.
stop QPR. Those are our opponents. Queen's Park Rangers, a club who seem to be yo-yoing in and out of the Premier League.
With a name like that, I can take these teams seriously. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I remember about QPR. We had an FA Cup match back in the late 2000s, and what I remember was their fans bragging about how richer they were than us.
Oh. So they were.
And they lost. And guess what? They lost to an own goal.
So basically, they're like the rich white kids who clearly have no idea of what it's actually like out in the wild.
Well, again, Joe, they lost ironically because their own player scored an own goal.
And their main thing that they could brag about was how rich they were.
Apparently, yeah. We're richer than you. I can clearly remember one of the signs.
Fucking seriously.
Plebs.
Yeah, because, you know, having a lot of money works out so well for,
King Knight learned that the hard way.
Hey, Pedro, how's that
Well,
working
who
out for
knows?
Arsenal at the moment?
Well, who?
I would rather not talk about it.
Oh, no. I know. Okay, now I have to hear this story.
Arsenal have been managed by the same guy, Arsene Wenger, for the past 21 years. And even though they clearly have a lot of money, they're not spending it correctly. And now they did so poor, they lost on aggregate by 10 goals to 2 against Bayern Munich.
10-2?
Yeah, 10-2. Well, that's the combined score over 2 matches, but still.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Well,
Tio,
again-
well, who knows? Maybe.
But then again, the past few times Arsenal faced Bayern Munich, they conceded 5 goals.
Oh. Anyway, Tio, who knows? Maybe in King Knight's campaign it'll work out for him. Since you
Well,
can
we'll have to
apparently-
see what will be canon or not.
Since you can apparently pay to make the stage easier for you, according to the description.
Wales won in the rugby. Well done, I guess.
Yay!
For context, audience, there was a Six Nations rugby game played today with Wales taking on Ireland, and Wales won by 22 points to 9.
Do you guys have a women's rugby?
Yes.
We do.
And but Jova, do try not to talk about the Welsh women's rugby team around GWA, particularly when I'm here, because we crushed them.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, like the English women's team is where all the hype is, and for good reason.
Because let me guess, the English men's rugby team, it's the yin and yang, ain't it?
Actually, no, Jova. The English men's team's also doing well recently.
Remember, Joe, when it comes to rugby, the only team that really sucks is the one my country. Like, we're like bottom tier.
Like, even America's pretty good at rugby because it's similar to our good old sport of a football.
Oh, I'm through, guys. I'm through.
I don't understand what's...
Go!
Yeah, there you go, triplet. I don't understand what's wrong with my country in rugby, but we just suck, like, big time.
Are you guys at least good at American... Well, you know, are you guys at least good at football?
Well, Teo, look at it this way. You'll always have pizza. Oh, wait, no longer. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Curses!
Yeah. To be fair, it kind of helps that we have a lot of Italians over here in America. And then we've got good old New York with pizza. Oh, and don't even get me started on Chicago's pizza.
Actually, Joey was referring to the fact that Portugal stole the the...
Basically, the official world championship for best pizza. Italy got beat by Portugal.
Ooh.
This is unacceptable.
Italy got beaten by Portugal, the country that Pedro says everyone forgets about.
Portugal schools Italy at their own game.
Hey, Pedro, that's last year was a bit of a good year for Portugal. I mean, not only did you take the title of best pizza away from Italy, you beat France on their own turf to win the Euros.
Yes,
wow, so it figures. Wait. So let me get this straight. Portugal finally got to shine.
It would have
but
been
in the year 2016 of all years, you know.
It would have been
Actually,
perfect.
from what I remember, it kind of was like one of those games at Mario Party where Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Pretty much, yeah.
What, sorry?
Are you
Would have
talking
been
about the
perfect
national
if
pizza competition?
It would have, but if the tournament took place in Greece.
Question: how exactly did that competition go anyway with the pizza?
The Euro 2016, you mean? Basically, Portugal. But see, the thing is, Jova. Basically, the history goes that Portugal used to be, especially back in 2004 and 2006, one of the teams that always was known for making some really good, attractive football. The problem is that we never actually won anything to show for it. So we decided. So we decided to change strategy. Okay, from now on, we're just going to play on defensive and basically just climb up. And, basically 1-0 our way through this shit. And it worked.
Nice.
Well,
So
they
I guess-
drew their... Well, more accurately, you drew your way nearly to the final.
Yeah.
So basically, that's your gimmick. While England's gimmick is to lose on penalty kicks.
Well, actually, not anymore.
No,
This time they
give
were
you
lost.
to
They lost by Iceland. Yeah, Iceland, who was in the Euros for the first time ever.
So England got beat by a newcomer rookie.
A newbie.
Ellie, what's more embarrassing, talking as an Englishman, Wales got further than we did.
So basically,
Well, Wales is a much better team right now, at least. I mean,
So
let's face it. We have.
Okay, guys, can you give me a time? Sorry,
13:57, 58.
Oh, okay. I'm at 14:04.
And click.
Go. Why'd
Okay,
you
thanks.
pause?
Accidentally.
Yeah, YouTube's
You
like
guys
that.
and your accidental pause.
To be fair,
Oops. Well, oops, I accidentally pressed the history eraser button.
there's also this, Pedro. Remember, YouTube is incredibly volatile. Like, if
Oops,
you
I accidentally deleted System 32.
By the way, Pedro, remember.
Well, you see, Pedro, now your computer will run much faster because of that.
I gotta
Yes.
say, am I the only one who finds it stupid that if you accidentally press on the screen of a YouTube video, it'll pause it instead of, clicking on the actual pause button? It's
Yeah.
like, no.
Well-
Let's make the entire screen a pause button.
Just do what I do and watch it windowed instead of full screen. That way you'll be fine.
Well,
And
well,
that's
actually,
it.
Pedro,
Match
that
is
can
over.
happen either
Aston Villa
way.
have won.
Actually, Pedro, that happens either
So
way.
I guess that the coach will be very happy with you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's only the space bar that does it, isn't it?
No, Pedro. If you click on the actual YouTube video itself while it's playing, it'll pause.
Don't,
And hey,
well, don't do
as
that
per-
then.
as
Well,
per,
Pedro, that's the problem with some
Jova,
laptops and mouses.
All
They
right,
can accidentally
we
click.
get it.
all right, we get it. YouTube sucks. Anyway, as per footballing tradition, because we scored a hat trick, Alex Hunter gets to keep the match ball.
Oh, okay. Is that like a recurring thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Let me
Is
guess.
it-
He'll
it's a
show up in
tradition.
his room for each one he wins.
basically, Jove, what happens is you get the match, you get the ball that was used during the match. The rest of the team signs it, and then you can keep that as a good keepsake of your hat trick.
And then you get to your boss's room and he's like, "Oh, by the way, Alex, you're fired."
Let me guess. Those are the actual signatures.
Well, then again, Pedro, we've had managers around here in England, English football, the past
All right.
few
So what you're
years.
gonna improve?
We've had a few managers where more particularly in the middle leagues where they can do well, and they're near the top of the table and they get sacked.
Well, crap.
Yeah, and people say the Premier League has terrible job security.
Like I said, soccer over in Europe has become way too much of a business for you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to pretend like we don't have our fair share of stupidity like that, but you guys.
Round here, Swansea went for like 2 managers in like a few months before they started to stabilise.
Wow.
Next level of a competition. So we must train our hardest every day. Andiamo.
What's that mean?
Let's go.
All right. Andiamo. All right, close control. Navigate your way through the gates as fast as you can. Blah, blah, blah.
Go!
It's an obstacle course.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
Go,
feels like
Alex.
this feels like that Wii game, especially with the lack
Which
of
one?
music here.
Which one?
The one from Wii Sports, the soccer
Which
one.
one?
Oh right. The first Wii Sports. Second one's Wii U Sports.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Nintendo stuff, I don't know if I mentioned it in another part, but basically we are getting a version of FIFA 18 for the Switch.
You mean
Well, that's just typical stuff, though.
Although apparently EA said it's going to be a custom-made version. Whatever that means, I have no idea.
The sad part now is that it's going to be well, actually, no. Never mind. The PS Move is compatible with the PS4.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that the Switch version is supposedly a custom-made downgrade.
Now that the Switch is not doesn't have like a typical Wiimote-like device, the best place for EA to make their Tiger Woods games now would be the PS4, since you can use the PlayStation Move.
Not necessarily. Remember, Pedro, they still have got stuff like ARMS, which uses motion control. Well, okay, okay.
Oh yeah, right. Does the Joy-Con also have motion controls akin to Wii motion controls?
Yes,
yeah,
they
okay.
do. They do.
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't you see, Pedro? You can use them to feel as if you're having a glass full of ice cubes.
The main grab is like, well,
playing
now
Tiger
it's
Woods
completely
PGA Tour
optional.
with motion controls is actually the best way to play these kinds of games, because it feels much more.
Yeah, I was joking about that presentation with it, but the thing is, the Joy-Cons compared to the Wiimotes are much smaller. I mean,
Although I have heard that does make them a lot easier to program for motion control, because I've heard a lot of people report that the motion controls in the Switch are, of course, better than that of the Wii and Wii U's.
so alright, I guess you did a good training day.
Yep.
Overall.
Well, aside from running into
Aside from plummeting into that thing.
yeah. Join us for part 11, where we'll continue our escapades with the villains.
So yeah.
Yay.
See ya.
See you, everybody.